we have the special Mystic Summon coming up next rotation, but before you decide on whether or not you want to roll, you probably want to factor in the 5-star Moonlight Hero recruitment event. This is an event that we typically get every single year, and it's not guaranteed, but given that it's happened the past 3 years, with the 3 years ago being the first time, I would expect it to happen this year as well. Let's talk a little bit about just the event and how it works and how this would affect whether or not you roll on the special Mystic Summon. So the timing is the most important part. Last year it happened late October, the year before that, late November, and then the first year that it happened was also late October. I would expect it to happen like mid/late November this year, just because I don't think they're going to announce it while the special Mystic Summon is active. Just because then for anybody who's like saving for the last week, if you find out that there's the recruitment and you only had one hero that you wanted, then you just wouldn't roll on the banner unless you wanted to just like do some pity building, which I generally don't really recommend, but that is like a thing, I guess. So I would expect it to happen somewhere over here instead. The way the event itself works is it's pretty simple. First things first, you have to click on participate. This is like the Astral Forge event. You have to make sure you actually start the event before you can start gaining points for it. So definitely make sure you do it first. And then just by literally playing the game, you will get points. Spend energy, do your weekly reputation. I guess it's in the Orbis guide now. I don't know what the exact name for it is. And then also do your daily reputation stuff. One thing is because it, like, you get 2,800 points for doing your weekly, and this event always starts on like the patch/maintenance day. So you might want to get in the habit of not claiming your weeklies until after the patch/maintenance happens, so you don't miss out on the points, just in case. It's usually not a huge deal missing out on these points, to be honest. Like, it looks like it is like a decent chunk of points, but it's not really like that big of a deal for most cases. But just in case, you could start saving this for later in the week. And then with these points, you have two places to spend them. The first place is just the Headhunting, where you can, once a day, start filling out these slots, and you'll get a bunch of ML5s. Any dupe ML5s you get, you can reroll them just to get a non-dupe in there. Because once you get to the very last slot, you have infinite rerolls here, and this is pretty much just saying you're going to keep on rerolling the slot until you hit the ML5 that you want. The important thing is that on this last slot, you can't get any duplicate heroes, so that's why you want to make sure the entire board is filled out with ML5s that aren't dupes. And one thing is that they've been making like small improvements to this, just because you can see here there's 30 slots. There was 30 slots the first year too, and also 30 slots last year. But if the slots are staying the same and we're getting new ML5s, it's going to get harder and harder to hit a specific ML5. So I don't know what they'll do this year. Last year, they gave us an extra free headhunt every single time you did the extra chance roll here. So you were pretty much getting a 2-for-1 if I remember correctly. Maybe they'll add an extra row. By adding an extra row, you would remove an extra 10 slots and have less duplicates. So you would be able to, or you have a lower pool on your extra chance slot, so that could be something that they do. We'll see what they do, but that is like an issue that they're definitely aware of, the ever-growing ML5 pool. The units that should be available, this pretty much follows the 6 months rule, I'm pretty sure. So here, yeah, they said add before 4/11, and this started on 10/24. So let's say that this starts in, let's just say like early, this is like, like November 6th. If you go back November 6th, that's like May-ish. So we're looking at May, and I would expect it to be pretty much the same pool as like the, I would expect it to be the same pool as the Special Mystic Summon, just up to Boss Arunka. If they stall it long enough, like into late December, then we would get ML Aria in there as well. But if it's earlier than December, I would expect ML Aria to not be available. So the ones missing would be ML Aria, Light Tenebria, and then Lady of the Scales. Those three. So besides the recruitment, you can also spend it in the point shop. And the point shop usually just has, like, it's like charms, gearboxes, reset stones. There's some, like, gold and I think molas in the front generally. And the unknown slate here. I don't remember what else we have in there. You can see gold. They had catalyst boxes, I guess, last year or 2 years ago. And you also have the Potion of Ascension. So we'll see what they put in the shop. But pretty much, you definitely want to make sure you can buy out this shop. You unlock different shop levels from progressing it, which definitely isn't a thing, but it's not like a thing you can rush in and just go get your points and buy out the shop. This is definitely one of those events that's encouraging you, rather, to just consistently play the game. And then you can't even recruit your hero until 20 days have passed, so this is, again, one of those things where you can't start doing it on the last day. As for how this affects what you would pick from, or what you would roll for from the special Mystic Summon, it's really just, if you are aiming for just one ML5, like, let's say you have every single ML5, like, in these top 4 rows, except for, let's just pick a random unit, like Bystander Hua Young, and she's the only one you want, then if you're willing to wait, like, a month or two, and I guess run the very low risk that this event just doesn't happen, then you could just wait, save your Mystics for the new ML5, and then pick up Hua Young later. With timings and stuff, though, this RTA season is probably going to end before you can even claim your ML5, because keep in mind that it's 20 days to claim your ML5 from the recruitment, and also you're not guaranteed to get it in those days. So if you're looking to push like Emperor or Legend, you might not be willing to wait that long for your to like get your ML5 hero. So that could be a consideration. You might have to roll the special Mystic Summon if you're missing like Bossarunka or something, and you can't justify like not having her for the end of the season. So that is one thing that you should factor in as well. But besides that, especially if you're like, if your goal isn't one of like the good heroes and you just love one of the heroes down here, like Helnian Lua or something, then I would highly recommend just saving your Mystics and waiting for the recruitment event. And then once the recruitment event happens, I'll definitely like update this, because I would expect the meta to have changed maybe in the time that it takes for the recruitment event to start. So just keep in mind that this will probably be happening. It's essentially a free ML5. I think the pool is going to be the exact same as the special Mystic Summon. So if you're only aiming for one unit, then definitely make sure that you're not spending any Mystics that you don't really need to.